Hi, my name is Manijeh Verghese, and I'm a director of Unscene Architecture and co-curator of the British Pavilion at the 17th Venice Architecture Biennale, which will now be held in 2021. This video is part of the London Festival of Architecture's 30 Objects in 30 Days project. The object of power that I would like to nominate is the pub, an important space of gathering as well as a site of political discussion and protest, with at least one in nearly every urban and rural community across the UK. Our concept for the British Pavilion looks at privatised public space, and while people often think of this type of space as a paved square in a new development, privatised public space is actually embedded in British culture through spaces like the pub. In fact, our interest in this topic began during a summer school that my co-curator Maddie and I taught together in 2015 that looked at the pub as a positive example of privatised public space. The earliest pubs were started by individuals who opened up their private living rooms for the public to come together, to not only drink, but also to debate, discuss, and spend time with one another. These spaces were an important meeting point for people from different social, economic, and ethnic backgrounds, and had a political history as a space where many decisions were actually made outside of Parliament. In more recent times, one specific chain of pubs in particular, Wetherspoons, came under fire for sending copies of its Brexit-themed magazine to thousands of homes across the country. It also distributed 200,000 beer mats throughout its pubs, which contained a Brexit manifesto and urged customers to vote in favour of Brexit, evidencing how the pub can be politicised even today. In parallel, as dwellings have shrunk in size, the pub has become the living room of the city, or even the modern-day public toilet, as these have closed up and down the country. They've also become a community centre in areas where the funding has been cut to more public facilities like the library and the youth centre. For example, Desi pubs in Southall celebrate South Asian culture and cuisine, creating a community space for everyone to enjoy and access. But with the pub under threat to make way for housing as areas are redeveloped, a trend that is only further exacerbated by the lockdown and COVID-19, who has the power to save the pub? We are working with the design collective, The Decorators, to explore the pub through the British Pavilion. Their research shows that since 2012, asset of community value and community right to buy legislation have given groups 6 months to submit a case to retain a pub. However, these only happen if the local community is aware that they can do this. Instead, tougher legislation would help avoid unnecessary closures. The Joiners Arms is an example of how the pub has been a safe space for marginalised communities. This led to campaigners gaining listed status for the activity rather than the space of the pub, ensuring that a similar type of space is re-provided in new developments. However, in most cases, the pub is still an appropriated typology and not one that has been designed with a local community and their needs in mind. There are opportunities for the architect to intervene and update these spaces to provide for more diverse users and activities in order to ensure that this object of power endures.